Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about appointments. When I say appointments, I don't mean appointments with customers. I mean getting yourself, if you're an independent agent, set up with different insurance carriers. Be it the big guys like Progressive, Travelers, those type of things. Appointments, are they easy to get? No. And there's not a lot of information out there telling people how to get appointments for certain carriers. So for instance, can you just go out there and send a message to, let's say, Liberty Mutual and get appointed? You can't. They actually operate a company called Safeco. You can get appointed by them. There's several aggregators. Aggregators are essentially a large group of agents that are joined together. You usually pay a fee. Some of them can be really expensive. Some can be rather cheap. Some are actually free. And they will get you access to carriers. Now, they're not always the big name carriers, but they will give you insurance. They will give you product that you can sell. One of the best ones that I found out there for free is First Connect. First Connect offers a wide variety of carriers that you can get for business insurance, commercial auto, life insurance, and they're very easy to deal with, very simple process to get signed up. Doesn't cost you any money to get signed up, which is more important with you starting out. They have access to Haggerty. They have access to Ahoy, which does boats. Roamly, which does RVs. They have a lot of different accesses you can get. Now, are these the carriers that people are going to recognize? No, but it does give you some niche carriers or some carriers that are specialized in certain fields to allow you to get started selling insurance. Gives you something to sell. Now, there are some other carriers out there. There's some other aggregators, I should say, out there that will get you appointments with some of the larger carriers. And now, the one thing that you're going to have to remember is they're looking for your book of business. So when you reach out to these people and you tell them, hey, I just started, they may not want to take a chance with you because of the fact that you just started. Are there ways around that? Yes, there is. I mean, you can get signed up with some of these aggregators and you will pay a lot of money. Some of them are thousands of dollars to get signed up with. So be careful with that. Make sure that you ask that question up front before you spend a lot of time with these people trying to learn their stuff and then come to find out that, hey, after you've gone through all of the sales routine they do, meeting with you, spending days doing this stuff, you find out that, hey, wait a minute, this is going to cost me $7,500. And some of them cost that. There's a good one out there called the Agency Collective. Very good company. Very, very good. And those guys, you can get set up with Progressive. You can get set up with Travelers through them. Now, does that mean if you join a collective like that you're going to automatically get set up with it? No. It's still up to the carriers whether or not they want to permit you to come on board. Bolt Access is another one. Bolt Access does, instead of doing a direct appointment, like if you go with the Agency Collective or you go with some of these other aggregators, some are going to do a direct appointment. Some are going to do what's called a shared code. And there's a difference. Direct appointment, you own your book of business and you have a direct appointment. They're not making money off of your commissions. Your commissions are being paid directly to you. A shared code would be like First Connect. First Connect, you sell insurance for Haggerty. Haggerty's going to pay them and then they're going to pay you. So does it cost you any money? It might cost you 1%, but it allows you to get your foot in the door. Can you leave these aggregates and just say, hey, I'm going to leave them and I'm going to go with the carrier directly? Read the contract. All of them are different. Some of them you can. Some of them you can say sayonara and you can take your book of business and you can get a direct appointment right there with the other carrier. Some of them no. Some of them have it explicitly in there that if you go to that carrier within a certain period of time, that you're going to owe them part of your commissions. Another thing with these aggregates you got to watch out for is some of them have it in their contract, believe it or not, that let's say you have a direct appointment with a life insurance company that you've gotten on your own. Now you join this aggregate and you come to them. There are a couple out there that will have in small writing in there that now they receive 2% of every carrier you're appointed to, whether you had that carrier for 5 years before you came to them. So you need to read the contracts with these guys. All of these guys, you need to read the contracts with them. I've had very good luck with the Agency Collective. Very good group of people. They help you a lot. They have a lot to offer. The fee is very reasonable, very, very reasonable for just starting out. If you're just starting out, it's very reasonable. And those guys are good. Like I said, I've had good luck with First Connect. Actually, I had a good time over at Bolt. Bolt Access is great. You should reach out to them also. Like I said, there's shared code. But you can get access to National General, which is an Allstate product. You can get access to Safeco, which is Liberty Mutual product. It gets you access to carriers, and that's the whole thing you got to do until you can build your book of business. And that's the most important thing. Just work on building your book of business. Even if you sell 3 policies or 4 policies a month, it's something. Build on your book of business. You got to build your name also. Insurance is not a game you're just going to get into and you're automatically going to be a top sales guy. I mean, can it happen? It can happen. I mean, there's life insurance companies people join and can do that. You know, life insurance is a different ballgame. Life insurance, you know, can you go about it on your own? You most certainly can. You can get direct appointments very easy with life insurance carriers. They're less concerned with your book of business than P&C carriers for property and casualty are. Life insurance carriers are more going to give you a chance. They're going to set you, now all these carriers are going to set you what they want you to do as far as, hey, you have a minimal that you have to write. It could be 4 policies, it could be 2, it could be 5. They may give you an annual premium that you have to write. All of them are going to have a requirement. Some of the aggregators, though, that's the benefit of paying money to go to an aggregator. When you pay money to go to some of these aggregators, they require the aggregator as a whole, all the agents together, to write a certain amount of premium a year. So if you have 1,000 agents in that aggregator, which some of them have tens of thousands in that aggregator, so now the whole group has to write, you know, if they look at the total amount. Now, the great thing about an aggregator also is you qualify for bonuses a lot of times. You know, these big insurance companies come in and, you know, hey, we're going to go with this aggregator that's got 5,000 agents. Think of the millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars of insurance they sell. So now they might come back and say, hey, we're going to, you know, you guys qualify together as a whole for this bonus. And they're going to divide that up however they divide it up. They all have different ways of doing it. Working under an aggregator, do you qualify for production bonuses or, you know, games or anything like that, like, you know, Progressive does? Yes, some of them you do. These are all questions you have to ask. You know, you're going to get that first person you talk to and they're like, yeah, we can get you set up with this carrier. You're going to smile, you're going to be happy, you're going to be excited. You're going to, oh, wow, I can sell all this product. Then they may come back, and this is property and casualty I'm talking about. They may come back and say, hey, we're not going to give you access to all of our product. We're going to let you sell auto insurance, but not homeowners. Is that going to stop you? No. No, it will not. You can sell auto insurance. What a lot of these carriers will do is they'll give you access to one product to see how you do. They may do that for 6 months. They may do that till you reach a certain production level. Then what they're going to do is they're going to say, hey, we're going to give you access to a little more products to see what you do with it, see how you market it, see how you take it and run with it. The biggest thing that you can do is do your best, sell it. Now, is there a way around? Let's say you get a guy that wants to do a bundled homeowner and auto policy. Yeah, you sell him the auto policy. Then you call the carrier and say, hey, I have this customer I want to pass on to you that wants homeowners insurance. They're going to work that out as a bundle for the customer because they don't want to lose that customer. Are you going to get credit for that sale? It's up to the carrier. But you have the customer. Now, let's say down the line, you get access to homeowners insurance. And you know this customer has a homeowner policy directly with the carrier. You can change yourself with the customer signature to their agent on record. What that does is when they renew that homeowner's policy, you get credit for it. So, like I said, even if all you get access to is, oh, we're just going to allow you to sell motorcycle insurance, fine. They sell other types of insurance. You do the best you can selling that motorcycle insurance. Reach out to that carrier and say, hey, they have an auto, they have a home, they want to get an umbrella policy. Let the carrier sell the rest of it, but you're still the agent on record for the motorcycle. Then when you get access to that and they see the fact that you've sent those customers to them, they're going to allow you a lot of times, and I'm going to say a lot of times, but majority of the time, they're going to allow you to change it to an agent on record as long as the customer requests it. And then now you gain access to those policies. Another thing is it's great with P&C insurance. A lot of these big carriers, Travelers, Progressive, a lot of those guys, they're going to ask you for access to cross-sell for you. What's great about that is you sell the auto policy. Now they look at it and go, oh, this person might own a home or rent. Do you care if we sell them that other policy? Sometimes even if you don't have access to that, if they cross-sell it, sometimes they split the commission with you. And it happens. So don't look at anything as a negative. Look at it as a positive. But also remember, don't go out there and make the simple mistake of like you go to First Connect and you get signed up. And you go there and you get signed up and they come across and they go, oh, yeah, we see you got signed up here. Get some carriers here. Pick some carriers from the list because it's a list. You can go down, you can pick, it might have 14 different business insurance carriers. They might have 20 carriers when it comes to auto insurance. The problem with that is if you go through and you just start picking carriers and just trying to decide, hey, you know what? I'm going to go with every one of these carriers. There's a problem with that. The problem with that is now let's say you get 20 carriers. It's great. I'm a broker. I have 20 carriers I can sell. Not when every one of them expects you to sell something. And that's the biggest thing is you need to remember if you sell something or you sign a contract with these people, they have expectations. It costs them money to bring you on board. That's the thing about it. It costs them money to bring you on board. So if these people bring you on board and you're not selling any insurance for them, well, why do they want to keep you? I mean, why? Doesn't make sense to. Now, let's say these people bring you on board and you go out there and you just absolutely knock it out of the park. Now they're going to come up to you and they're going to say, hey, appreciate what you're doing there. You're doing an awesome job and, we really like what you're doing. And that's the cool thing is if you can go out there and you can bust your butt, regardless of what you're selling, your book of business is going to grow. When your book of business grows, that's how you grow your business as an agency. That's how you get referrals. Referrals you're going to find are the best lead you can have. Now, I told you we're going to talk about leads, but we're not going to talk about leads right now. I've been telling you about P&C insurance. Let me tell you a little something about life insurance. Life insurance is a total different animal. You have all the different types of life insurance to start with. Whole life, independent, universal life, You have a ton of different life insurance companies. Now, you also have final expense insurance, and you'll hear that name thrown around a lot, final expense. Final expense insurance is for people that haven't bought whole life insurance and it's too expensive for them now. So they can buy a final expense policy, sometimes up to $50,000. Is it cheap? No, it's expensive. It's one of the most expensive insurances you can buy. But for some people, it gives them access to $10,000 of coverage. Sometimes you'll hear it labeled as burial insurance. And is it easy to sell? Some people want it. Some people don't. And you have to convince them that they need it. Do they need it? Of course, everybody needs life insurance. Why? Not everybody has assets to sell to pay for a burial. And quite honestly, if your loved one passes away, do you want to have to take the time to sit there and say, how much is their car worth? How much is their house worth? Oh, we need to sell that so we can go ahead and pay for their burial. No. You want to be able to say, hey, they had a life insurance policy, and you want to contact that life insurance company and say, hey, this person passed away and they had a $10,000 policy with you. They get the death certificate, they pay you out. You pay the burial company, the funeral home. You don't want to have to deal with selling their assets to take care of it. Other thing is with life insurance, you can turn it into retirement. There's a lot of great things with life insurance, and we'll cover all that in a separate video also. But for you starting out, let's say you want to sell life insurance. That's just what you want to do. Reach out to Ethos. Ethos is one of the easiest companies to get an appointment with. And they offer great products. The cool thing with Ethos also is when you get appointed as an agent, they give you a custom code that you can put on your website. You can share with people. And guess what? They can quote and buy life insurance without ever talking to you. Yeah, they can do it all online. They can talk to you also, and they can get multiple quotes. It'll even recommend what insurance is the best for them, which is awesome. I mean, this is something that people can do and people can make money with. And, it's not... Insurance is difficult, but it's not as difficult as you think it is. And can you yourself, as far as go out and sell every type of insurance there is? You can. Do I recommend it? No. It's hard enough when you're starting out to basically come out and say, hey, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, blah, blah, blah. It's hard enough to come out and make that plan. But think about type of insurance you want to sell. Life insurance is probably going to be easier for you when you first start out. Generally speaking, a lot of these life insurance companies will have scripts that they recommend. I mean, to give you an idea, I'm appointed with Illinois Life. Great insurance company. They have an awesome set of different programs they offer for parents, for kids, for older adults, final expense insurance, great whole life products, term life products, great training, more importantly. They have scripts for every product they sell. You can download those scripts. You can read word for word and simply fill in the blanks with your agency name. Is it going to mean that you know everything? No. But you can pick products from them that you want to focus on. So when you call people on the phone, hey, I can offer you a 10-year term, a 20-year term, or a whole life policy. Obviously, if you reach out to someone that's 40 years old, are you going to offer them the term or the whole life policy? Probably the term policy, because it's going to be cheaper for them. But you can still try to sell them a whole life policy. It's going to build cash value. They're going to get to keep it. Return a premium term. Return a premium term. It's good for 10 years, 20 years, whatever the term is that they originally signed up for. But at the end of the term, if they don't pass away, they outlive the insurance, instead of losing all that money, they get the premium back that they paid in. They don't get any extra, but they get the premium back that they paid in. This is all stuff you'll pick up, different products, everything you can offer. Now, Medicare, ACA, I don't want to say it's complicated, because it's not, but there's a lot to it. You will be working for someone else. doing ACA. You will. And you're a new agent. You're going to be doing that. Is it worth learning? It's up to you. It really is. It's up to your mindset. Great thing with it is you're dealing with people that have to have it. Bad thing about it is you have a lot of agents out there selling it. Just like life insurance, you have a lot of agents out there selling it. The cheapest to get into for doing insurance is going to be property and casualty. But it's also going to be, your biggest nemesis is going to be getting appointed with carriers. That's why I said, do your research on some of these aggregators. Some of these aggregators, if you reach out to them to start with, explain to them what your business plan is. Explain to them the business model. You know, more importantly, like I recommended in the first video, go work with a captive agent for 6 months. That's going to give you a book of business. You may not own that book of business, but you have those sales. You know, and before you leave there, make sure you get a printout showing, you know, what your book of business was, how much you sold. So you have proof of that. Then when they ask you, what's your book of business, you can honestly tell them, hey, I sold $100,000 of property and casualty insurance, personal lines, auto insurance. You know, you've got something. I can almost guarantee you, you go to any of these carriers with zero experience, and they're going to go, no. Go get some experience, come back. Now, can a guy join First Connect, brand new out there? You can, but some of your carriers still may be limited as far as what you can do. Life insurance, you're probably going to get some appointments with life insurance. Like I said, it's usually a lot easier to get appointed with life insurance carriers. Now, all these carriers I mentioned in here, just because I mention it, that's just my experience. They can do anything they want. They don't have to appoint you. They can say, Robert's totally wrong. That's not what we do. I can only go off what I have experienced. That's all I'm passing on to you guys, what I have experienced as of November 2025. Things change. They always can. It's business. It's insurance especially. Contracts are contracts. Always read your contracts. Always, word for word. Anything you question in that contract, you question them about. Always. And like I told you guys, if you choose to go captive, especially, and you have a plan to be an independent at the end of it, please, by all means, please make sure that you look into it and you tell them, hey, I don't want to sign this contract. You have this in there. Can you remove this clause so I have an exit clause? Whether you're an independent, whether you are a aggregate, you join an aggregate, anything else, always look at the exit clause. There's always an exit clause in there. For anything with insurance, there's an exit clause. Even when you go and you get a direct appointment, there's an exit clause. They're going to tell you for how long you can collect on that book of business after you leave. If they kick you out because they don't like the production numbers you're doing, and let's say you've got $500,000 of policies, but they don't like the production numbers you're doing, you know, you're not having any growth. Would they kick you out with $500,000 book of business with them? Probably not. But just using that as an example, what if they did? Some of them have in there that we're only going to pay you for a year after you're gone. Do you own the book of business? Yeah, they're your customers. You can take them and move them to wherever you want to move them. But you also need to read on that. They may have something in the contract that states they're your book of business, but you can't actively try to sell them on something else till this period of time after you leave us. Very, very, very important. Watch out for that. Like I said, guys, appointment would be your next process. Whether you decide to go captive, whether you decide to go independent, whether you go with an aggregator, whatever you do, just take the time, read through it. Don't try to make it a fast game. This is why I told you you always want to have 4 to 6 months of money put away or another source of income. Until next time, guys, next video is going to be on leads. That's going to be a very interesting one. I will not be announcing any names on lead vendors. I may give you some ideas where to go to look for them, just to recommend, but I will not give you any negative reviews on lead vendors. Not at all. Not on this channel. But until then, guys, please like, please subscribe, comment on the videos. Like I said, I'm going to keep them coming out. All of this stuff is my experience. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just giving you a recommendation of what I have done. So don't take it to heart. If something I said is wrong, it could be. I'm human just like you are, but I can only speak on the experience that I've had. All right, guys, you have a great one.